Hey everyone, welcome back to the another video in Python programming series. So this will be not like previous videos where we are learning the theory things. So today we are going to learn something which is real life or which is somewhat I can say practical. So whatever till we have covered in our programming series, we are going to apply that knowledge and we'll try to create a simple game that is as I mentioned in thumbnail itself. So we are going to create a game that will be for absolute beginners. So if you have just started the programming and you want to do some hands-on practical programming, then this video is for you. Okay, so in this video I'm gonna create a number guessing game. So that will be basically the system will ask you for guessing a number and you will be applying a upper bound for that one. So you will be having a minimum and a maximum value, and in between that it will be creating the random numbers, and you have to enter the number which will be same as that of the value which is created by the system. So once you enter the same number as that of the system, then you will be 1, and until and unless you will not enter a correct value, you will be given with an output screen like you lost or your entry is invalid or incorrect, you should try again. So it will be something like this. Okay, so let's move on. So before moving to the code actually, so I want to make a small request to you guys. So if you are new to the channel, please guys hit the like button and subscribe the channel, because we will be uploading the Python related projects and programming knowledge continuously. So thanks for watching, welcome you all. So let me just open this PowerPoint presentation and put it on the slideshow. So as you can see here, we are going to create a number game in Python. So this introduction I have already told. Now let's move to the block diagram or the flowchart I can say. So how our game will be flowing. So before knowing this one, if you go for coding, then it will be somewhat difficult or somewhat infeasible for us. Okay, so I will just quickly explain this one. So first we will be starting the game, that is we will ask user for the upper bound. So we will ask the user in what range you want to play the game. So let us say 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. So note that as the range increases, the difficulty of the game will increase, because the number of possible gaps or the numbers which are possible in that range will increase. So as the numbers will increase, the guessing capability will decrease. So that is basically the probability concept there. Once the user is asked to enter the input, he will enter the input. So we will check whether the input which is given by the user is actually number or something else, because we are playing a number guessing game, right? So we don't want any string to be entered by the user, otherwise our code is going to crash. So we don't want that one. So first initially we will ask the user to enter the number, and then we will check whether the user has entered the number or not. So that's why this statement, that is whether the input is equal to number or not. So if it is not, then we will ask the user again to input the number. Okay, and once he has entered a correct number, that will be basically the upper bound for the game. Then we will ask for the user to guess. So then we will ask the user to enter the guess which you want to do. Then we will check whether guess is equal to unknown. So the unknown variable is created by the random function which within the Python library. So we have got a library in Python called random, so that we will be importing in the code. So it will generate a random number. So if you want to know more about this random library, then you can check my videos, or you can just check in the description. I have given the link for that one. So if you know that one, well and good, otherwise I will just tell you explanation now itself. So a random a function will basically create a number, that is random number between the minimum and maximum limits. So for example, if you are writing like random 1 comma 5, then it will be creating the numbers between 1 and 5, so including 1 and 5, so don't exclude 1 and 5. It will be creating 1 2 3 4 5. So among these it will be creating sometimes 5, sometimes 1 2 3 4, like this. It will be creating randomly, there will be no pattern there. Okay, so that number and the guessed number, it will check whether they are equal to each other or not. So If they are equal, then it will display you won, or else it will say ask the user to guess again. If you are failed one time, then it will again ask the user to enter next time. So until he wins, it will be keep on asking to enter the guess. Okay, so like this flow will be there in this game. And let us say how I can implement. Let me just close this one and open the Python. So this is the Python shell, that is 3.8.3 I'm using, and let me just open a new file. Okay, so now I will write the code for that one. Alright, so I will just first import the random library. So import random. So this is the standard library in Python which is used to create the random numbers. Okay, so if I want you to show an example, then I can show you like this: r equal to or else I will show it in the end of this one, so you can understand that one. Let us don't waste time on that one. So I will just a while loop. So while true. So I will write like this. We'll use a flag here. So flag is equal to true, and oops, I should write a capital here. Alright, so I will use a flag, then I will write like this: while flag, that means a infinite while loop I am creating. So instead of while true, I am just taking with the help of flag here. So it will be something like a good practice, so that the user will understand. So otherwise I could have written while true itself, so it will not throw an error, of course. Okay, so I just have written for convenience flag equal to true, and while flag means it will assign while true, that is basically the infinite loop. And now I have entered into the infinite loop. So I will ask the user to enter the input. So I will write a number that will be basically entered by the user. It will be input, and I have to write a string here. So oops, mistake, sorry, input. Then I will ask the user type the maximum number you want to play. So type the maximum number you want to play with. Alright, so I will ask the user like this. I'm just asking type what is the maximum number if you want to mention in your game. Okay, then I will use a if statement to check whether the user has entered the number or not. So if number is digit, so I will use this function to check whether it is a digit or not. So if number dot is digit, it will basically check whether the user whether the number which is entered by the user is a digit or not. So it could be possible that the user will enter like hello, hi, how are you, then that should not be a valid case. So I have to make it as an invalid case, so that I will be checking whether it is digit or not. So if this is true, okay, so if he has entered the number, then I will write let's play the game. So let's start the game. Okay, then I will write now I have written let's start the game. Then I will convert that number to a absolute number. So that is, if it is in case of floating point number, then I will convert it to a number itself. So that is a integer. I will convert it with the help of this function, that is number equal to int num. Okay, then I will once the user has entered the number, then I want to come out of this infinite loop, because it should not again ask the user to enter the maximum limit, because it should go to the next section of our game, that is it will ask for the guess. So as you can as you have seen in the flowchart, it should ask the guess as the while condition, that is while condition becomes true. So now it is true and I want to make it false, so then I will set flag equal to false. So I have to make this one as a capital, then only it will take. Okay, so I will make flag false so that it will come out of the infinite loop. For if for this if condition I will write a else condition here. So that will be like, if the user has not entered the digit, if the user has entered like a string, then what should I do? I have to print. So I should inform the user that you have not entered the correct information. So I will say invalid, invalid entry I will write. So you have made a invalid entry, then exclamatory mark. Okay, so this will basically tell the user that you have made a invalid entry. So let me just save this one and run. Let us see. So let me write this name as KK, then I will try to run this code. Let us see what it will show. So type the maximum number you want to play. So let me just take a small number because I don't want to be here for a long time. Then as you can see, it has displayed let's start the game. So because I have entered the number, so let me just take another example. So run this time, and now it is asking for a maximum number. So let me just type hello here, then see what will happen. So it will say invalid entry because it is expecting the number and you have entered the string. So that is not a appropriate input which I should have given. Then it will ask again, type the maximum number. So let us say minus 12. It will not take because it is asking for a absolute integer. So that's why I have converted it to number with the help of num equal to num int as the function. So once I enter 3, I may take any integer, so it will say let's start the game. So that's about taking the input until we have taken the input from the user and checked whether the input is a integer or not. So if it is not, then we have printed like invalid entry, please try again. Alright, so now I will go to the next section, that is generating the random number. So the value generated by the system will be not known to the user, so I will take it as unknown. So unknown is a variable which will be holding the value that is generated by the random function, that is random dot randint. So I want to create an integer, then I will write rand int. So it will basically create a random number which will be between 1 and the upper limit which is entered by the user. So that's why I will take the number which is entered by the user, will be taking as a input for this one. So I will create a random numbers between 1 and the maximum limit which is entered by the user itself. Then I will take a another variable to store the value of the user which is entered, that is guess. So I will assign it to none. So initially I will be having no guess. So let me just write like this. Oops, sorry. Then I will take it as a none because initially we will be guessing nothing. Then I will take another variable called try to display how many attempts the user has made to guess the correct answer. So I will be taking it as like this. Let me just take like this so that it will be easy for us to see. Then I will use a while loop here. So now this section will actually compare the user input and the guess. So I will take a reverse, I will do a reverse thing here. So first I will take a invalid condition, that is when the guess is not equal to the unknown. Then I will go for the guess is equal to known. Okay, so when guess is not equal to, so as you can see exclamatory means not equal to unknown. So if the user has not guessed the number correctly, then what it should do? It should say guess, then as long as the user is not guessing in a correct manner, it will be running. So it will be like a infinite loop for that one. Then I have to take the guess. So now I will take the guess is equal to, so it should be given by the user. So I will write input, then in bracket I have to write like this. So please enter a number between 1 and the maximum limit. So I will write please enter a number between 1 and, so make sure that and the next I want is the number which is entered by the user. So I have to come out of this string, and then I have to write like this plus, and I have to convert that number to string. So I will use string of number, so which will basically convert the number to the string. Okay, then I will just write like this so that it will display a colon at the end. So I will write a string, so that will be basically colon. Okay, so now I have made a statement that is input, please enter a number between 1 and the maximum limit which I have entered, so that is basically number. Okay, so it will be asking the user like this, and then what I will be doing is I will be checking if the guess is digit or not. So here also I have to check whether the user has entered the correct format, so if it is a digit or not. So I will check guess dot is digit, so is digit, then I will go for the next session. Okay, so this will basically check whether the user has entered the number or not. So it will check whether he has entered something else rather than the number, like strings or special characters or symbols, something like that. Okay, so once he has entered the correct input, then what I will do is I will convert this guess to the integer itself. So I will write guess is equal to, so guess is equal to int of guess, so it will convert the guess into a integer. So let me just write guess here. So this is basically converting the guess to the integer part. So now I have done with the first if part, and now I will go for the second if part, that is if guess is equal to unknown. Then in this while loop only I will write if guess is equal to unknown. So if he has entered the correct number, then what I should do is, then I should go for, so let me just write printing the appreciation, that is if you have your answer is correct or something else. So I will write your guess is correct, so your guess is correct and you won. So I will write you won, and that's it. So now I have set the user that you won. Okay, then I have to come out of this one. So I will use a else statement here, so that if he has not entered the correct number, then what it should do. So if the user has entered something else than the unknown number, then I will print, let me just write like this. Okay, so I will write your guess is incorrect, so I will write your guess is incorrect, and I will give an instruction, please try again. So I will give an instruction, please try again, right like that. So I will increment the try also. So once he has made a one wrong mistake, then I should increment the try. So I will write try plus equal 1. So it is equivalent to writing like this. So don't confuse this one, try equal to try plus 1. So if you want to make your program simple, then you can write like this. So I have written in that form, so they are same. Alright, so then once he has entered a correct, then I have to write come out of this while loop. So I will write in a while. So then main program print, so I have to print the number of attempts which is taken by the user. So I will write it took you something I have to mention like this. So the variable try, so I have to print this variable try, and then I have to write a string attempts. So I will write, okay, so let me just make in a cap. So it took you this many attempts, it will display. Okay, so almost we are at the end of our program. Then let us just see what I have written. So flag true, this is basically taking the input, and this is guessing, so try. And then once it is taking once the user is entering the number, then it is checking whether it is a integer or not. Where if it is an integer, then it will go for this part, and it will check if it is equal to a guess is equal to unknown or not. If it is equal to unknown, then it will go out of this while loop and come to this statement, and it will print it took you this many attempts. Else it will print your guess is incorrect, please try again, and it will print like try +1, so that is increment the tries. Okay, so let me just save this one and run. So the maximum number you want to play, let me just enter a small number 3. So let's start the game. Please enter a number between 1 and 3. So I will enter 1. Your guess is correct, you won. It took you 1 attempts. Okay, so this time I won in the first attempt itself, though I will run it again. So let me just enter 4 now. Okay, please enter a number between 1 and 4. I will enter 2 this time. Your guess is incorrect, please try again. Okay, I will enter 3 this time. Guess is incorrect. Okay, I will enter 4. Yeah, this is correct. Now your guess is correct, you won. So it took you 3 attempts. So like this you can increase the number of attempts by increasing the range value. So I will just take a value like 8 here, then I think it will take very long time. So I will enter 1, no, 2, no, 3, no, 4, no, 5, 6, yeah. So on 6 attempt my guess is correct, but you can see here the output is printing a line by line. So if I could have given a gap in between, then it could have been a better program. So let me just you are understanding, right? So in between these two horizontal lines, if there is some space, then it could have looked great. So I will just make it look great by like this. So it will take a number, so then it is printing. Let's start the game. So before that I will print something here. So I will write print, and I will leave a blank string here, so that a line will be blank. So again, for all the print statements I will be writing like this. So this will basically leave a space between two horizontal lines in the output window. So I will just make like this for this one and for this one as well. So I will write print, then in double quotes I will just leave the space. Okay, then I have to change for these as well. Okay, so input, and it is just checking the input, not for that one. Then I will write for this one print, and I will take the input and I will leave some space. Okay, so then for this one will be the last. So I will write like this print, leave some space, and for last one it's okay, however it will be having a large space. Alright, so I will save this one and try to run. Now let us see what will happen. So it is saying that maximum number, I will enter 4. Then let's start the game. As you can see, I will enter 1, nope, 2, nope, 3, nope, 4, no, yes. So you can see it is leaving some space here. So please enter a number for so I could have given a space for this one as well, so it will be great. So I will just write print space, print space, so it is just like printing the space. Okay, so I will just save this one and try to run it again. Okay, so I'm taking the again 4, then as you can see 1, yeah. So as you can see now it is more sophisticated, so it is looking great now. So the type the maximum number, then a one line space, then let's start the game, one line space, and then please enter the number between 1 and the maximum limit, then one space. So it will be looking something great to the user, and it could add more value to our program. But it will be running for only once, so it is running only once. And what if I want to play it again and again? So what if I want to make it a infinite times? So you can do that one. Let me just show you how you can do. So you just have to write like this. So you have to create a infinite while loop. So while, I will write true. So oops, you have to write capital T, then this will create an infinite loop, because you can see there is no condition return to come out of this loop. So, and one more thing, other, it will show an error if you run like this. Let me just show you how it is showing me error. So Control S and run, so it will basically show indentation error. So it is saying that expected an indent at the block. So the things which are coming below are equal to that one, so they are not inside that while loop. So I have to make them come inside the while loop. So I will select these lines here. So I will select from here and all the way up to this one, that is up to flag, and I will try to indent this one. So I will write like this. So let me just indent this one. So as you can see, here is the indent. Indent means it will be it will push the whole code to the right side by a one tab. So as you can see, now the code has been pushed by one tab. Now I will save this one and try to run this one. So run module. Now you can see it is not showing any error. So let me just take 6 and 1 2, yeah. So this is the correct answer, 2. So it took me 2 attempts, and then again it is asking me type the maximum number you want to play. So it is again starting the game. So I can take 5 now, then again 1 2, alright. So I will take 3, then again 1 2 and 3. Of course it will be correct. So like this you can make it infinite. So now you can see it is executing infinite number of times. So this is how you can create a simple game with the help of these infinite and finite while loops, and some basic methods like taking the input from the user and do some if else conditions, and that's it. You have created a game. Congratulations. So how is it? So I hope you like this video, and we'll meet in the next video, which will be basically a type of user and the server communication. So that is totally different from this one. So it will be like a real communication where we will be sending emails and SMS to your smartphone directly. So I will gonna working on that project. So I will soon release the video on that one. So stay tuned. And one more thing, please subscribe the channel, because we will be uploading the videos continuously. So thank you guys, thanks for watching, see you in the next video.